We're exploring the question, what is life's relationship with us now? It's been suggested many times that every character, every archetype, and every symbol in every story is an aspect of our self, which means that every story is our story. But it's not just a suggestion, but a known fact that we can take a single cell from our body and it can recreate a whole being, which means that every part contains the whole. In other words, we're holographic. So let's see what this story does for us, remembering this. It's a story about an old fisherman, a widower, very poor. He had only a daughter who he loved very dearly. But more often than not, when he went out with his net and cast it into the ocean, it came back empty. And he would go back to his house and cry to his daughter, "Daughter, I have nothing to put on our table, nothing even that would bring us a few coins that I could buy you a gown." And very often she would say to her father, "Father, let me come to the ocean with you." And he would say, "If I can't pull in fish, then how can you?" But then, day after day, when he drew his net in empty, there came a time when he heeded what his daughter said. And the next day they went down to the ocean edge and cast in the net. When the net was pulled in with great difficulty, there were no fish, but in the net was a cask, a chest. And when the chest was opened, it was filled with treasure. Immediately the daughter went out and repaired their house, put food on the table, bought clothing for herself and her father, and she undertook the task of building an inn. And when that inn was completed, she ordered those who came to serve there that they must welcome anyone who came, feed them well, take care of them for 3 days, and on their departure give them coinage and food to take on their way without cost. But she told those who were serving that they must not tell anyone from whence this was coming. In other words, she did not want to be known. But of course, the word soon spread, and it came to the ears of the king that this largesse was being given out. So the king came in disguise to see what was going on. And like all the other visitors, he was treated graciously, given food and lodging, and then coinage and food to take on his way. But the king was determined to find out who it was and what was going on. but the servants refused until he brought out his signet ring, his sign of office, his seal. And of course, when the servants saw this ring and this seal, they could not but tell the king from whence the largesse was coming. So the king confronted the fisherman's daughter and asked her what was her secret. And she said to him graciously, "This is none of your business. Don't ask me." But he insisted. And so the daughter of the fisherman said to him, "In a distant place, at a crossroads, there is a blind man sitting there who pays everyone to strike him on the head when they come by. If he will tell you his secret, I will tell you mine." So the king, in disguise, went off to find this blind man. But after watching, as everyone came along and the blind man offered coinage to everyone who would strike him, the king went over and asked him why he did this. And the blind man said, "It's none of your business." And so the king insisted that he be told this, but the blind man said, "Well, in a distant town there is a man who climbs on his roof every day to make the call of prayer. But when he descends, everyone in the town runs away from him. If you can find out his secret, I will tell you my secret." So the king went off in disguise to find the man who climbed on his roof every day to make the call of prayer. To no avail, as it seems. And again this man refused. But this time the king showed him his ring. And of course, he could not be refused. He was the king. So the man who climbed on the roof told the king his secret. Then the king went back to the other blind man and told him that he'd been told the secret. And so the blind man revealed his secret to him. And so the king went back to the daughter of the fisherman and related that he had learned the secrets from the man who climbed on the roof and the blind man who sat at the crossroads. And then, of course, said, "I have fulfilled what you asked me to do. Now will you tell me your secret?" And so the daughter of the fisherman did, revealing to the king the whole story of how she had gone to the ocean side and pulling in the nets, pulled in a chest filled with treasure, afterwards finding that whenever the treasure was used from this chest, it was immediately filled again, allowing her to always give to those who came the largesse, fulfilling the needs of all those who came to her in. Of course, we can make the end of the story. The king fell in love with the daughter of the fisherman, and they were wedded. Every story, our story, every aspect, character, symbol, archetype, and in every cell of our being, the whole, the holograph. What is life's relationship with us now, when for the most part the onion's been peeled, our karma burned, our conditioning stripped away, and our belief systems dropped, leaving a space. What has this story imply as we explore the question, what is life's relationship to us now? That space where the onion's been. Every moment filling us with an experience. A story. Every experience being a story in itself. What's the meaning of this for us as we explore this question?